the most brutal form of cheating I've ever experienced. I had to spend a few hours thinking of this, tracking through my memory, finding which one stood out the most. And then it finally came to me. And the reason why this one stands out the most is because, well, for one, it was the most red-pilling for me, you could say. It was the one that made me cringe, because it just made me think, I wonder if my girl has ever done this to me. And made me say, you know what, probably so. This happens so frequently, I'm sure it has. And I'm glad I didn't know about it. Now, me and a buddy of mine at the age of 19 were renting a house. And this was like a party house. A bunch of college-age people getting together, kegs of beer, fridge full of liquor, drinking, smoking, partying. We'd have people coming in and out all the time. We'd have couples show up. They'd be happy couples. They'd just show up and have a good time. And so many women who were in relationships who would show up with their boyfriends would pull this same exact trick that me and a couple of my friends had a game we would play. We would bet which one we thought was going to do it, because damn near every night one of them would do it. And what they would do is they'd show up at the party with their boyfriend, and when they left, they'd leave an item at the party. Could be their phone, could be a ID, driver's license, could be their purse, could be an item of clothing, whatever. They would leave something there as an excuse to come back without their boyfriend. And almost every time, if they forgot something and then they called and said they needed to come back, when they came back without their boyfriend, they would show up with a specific look on their face, a specific demeanor to them, like they were just there to have sex. And somebody, there was always some young, dumb, single 20-year-old dude sitting there willing to make it happen, right? But I shit you not, this would happen so frequently, and it doesn't take but maybe like 15 minutes. Like she could call her boyfriend and say, hey, I'm stopping by to pick up my ID. She could be in the house for less than 15 minutes, and that's all it would take. Some dude would pull a quickie with her or something. Right, but it would just amaze me how often this would happen. And almost every time that it happened, their boyfriend was always a very nice guy. And this is why it was so cringe. A guy that's, he's just in love. He's got the blue-pilled blinders on. And most likely, when you're in a relationship with a woman and, you're especially young and dumb and naive and in love, when she has these little, goofy things about her, like she forgets things all the time, you'll have a tendency to view that as something that's, cute. It's just like a cute, endearing thing about her. It's almost like, it gives her, a light of innocence about her. Like, oh, she's forgetful. She's so goofy. But she would... Oh, she loves me. She would never do anything like that. And they would do it. Now, this isn't to say that women are the only ones that cheat. I've known a lot of men who were total dirtbags. They couldn't be trusted. Not only they cheat in relationships, but they lie, cheat, and steal amongst other men as well. There's plenty of scumbags out there, and we can't forget about them. But man, I gotta tell you, when you've got a woman that you're in love with, and you just couldn't even imagine her giving it up to some other guy, but it's just that easy. She plays this little game, forgets something. And you could tell, we would place bets on which one would be the one to do it. It was going to be the brunette, the redhead, the blonde. One of them would always do it. And it got to a point where you could almost predict the women that were going to try to pull something like this, because they would have a certain demeanor to them that was, this is going to sound kind of weird, but it was almost like them being around men and partying, being around the testosterone, gave them the aura of like a blooming flower that just had a natural lust brewing up inside of them that they had to release, they had to take care of. Pitiful, it's sad to think about, but we would see that happen so often.